now have a criminal record. That's 1 in every 4 Americans have a criminal record. 1 in 4. I've supplied you documentation for that. It's from NELT's recent study, 65 million need not apply. So that's the problem for everyone. Those people, most of the people, that's 65 million Americans, you can look in this room, there are people here with criminal records, there are people in your families with criminal records, there are people every place you go, every coffee shop, every McDonald's, every corporate boardroom. Well, maybe not, I don't know about that. While the precise number of felons in the nation and our state is difficult to precisely identify, we know it's large and growing. Let's go back to 2000. In 2000, social scientists estimated there were more than 12 million ex-felons in the United States. That at the time was more than 8% of the working population. Okay. We have a huge, this number has risen dramatically. The number has risen dramatically in Wisconsin. We've extended things to, I've given you a whole list of the things that have been moved up to felonies. We've got a lot of non-dangerous felonies. And so we're talking about having a huge impact on a huge number of people. The language of rapist and murderer doesn't help this conversation. The millions and millions and millions of people you're affecting have a wide range of crimes that are going to be affected by this. And I want to say one other thing. Again, this is in my testimony. People have talked about the racially disparate effect of sentencing and conviction rates. There's very, very good scientific work that the racially disparate effect works out even more strongly with people that have a record. I've given you information about audit studies which send out people, white and black, to be tested in terms of having the same record. These are set of things. The impact is, just let me read you one number again, okay? The audit studies in Milwaukee showed that having a criminal record reduced the likelihood of a callback for a white subject 50%. That's large and significant. But if you were African American, it reduced it even 40% lower than that. That's just to get in the door. Someone here said, go hat in hand and convince people that you're worth it. The problem isn't that. The problem is people aren't getting in the door. They're not getting through Walmart's online test. They're not getting through the check the box. They're not getting the opportunity to show who they are and what they are. One last thing, and I know we've got my time up. I just want to correct the statement that started out this hearing, that this is moving from you can't consider to you can consider. The substantial relationship test requires consideration of the actual crime and requires consideration of the job. When you take it away, what you get is something that says, I don't have to consider the nature of the job. I don't have to consider the nature of the crime. What I can consider is, I don't like criminals. They might cause me problems. I don't like criminals. I don't like rapists. I don't like people that ever stole anything. It doesn't create any kind of requirement for rational reflection on what the person actually did and what you're hiring you to do. It seems to me that that is a bare minimum of sensible, someone said sensible corrections policy, I'd say sensible hiring policy. And remember those 64 million people out there. Somebody has to give them work, or we're all going to be paying for that in a variety of ways.
Variety of ways.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Questions for the committee?